look at using a card layout, and we are going to just try and use cards just to show you and give you an idea of how they could be used within this website. Now, in the previous videos, we've looked at building this up, and if you've seen some of them, you might have seen different things along the way. So what I'm going to do is click on this div here, and we're going to go to the insert bootstrap component, and we're going to click on container. We're going to add that after, and we're going to add another one then as well. So I'm going to click on container and then after again. Now the reason why I'm doing this is I am going to basically put the cards in this one container, and I'm going to leave this one blank. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the coloring and everything that I've used in this one. Now I can do a little cheat with this. If I right click and copy the container, I can go down here and right click and paste. And what that does then is it completely copies the entire container for me, so it saves me a little bit of time. Now I technically don't need this container here, but it's not doing any harm, so I'm going to leave it where it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in this container that I've added, and we are going to click on bootstrap components, and then we're going to click on cards. Now just before I click on cards, if you look, there's a drop down menu here, and you've got card, card with list, card with links, and card with header and footer. These are all slightly different designs which you can have a quick look and you can play around with. Now I'm going to just click on card, and you can see now it's asking me what do I want to do. Do I want to put it before, after, or nest? Well, I'm going to nest it, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to click on the end over here. So I'm just clicking in this container, and we're going to click cards again, and again we're going to nest it. Now notice what it's just done. It's now just put that inside. So I've literally done a big mistake here. So let's just go back and go edit, undo. Now because I've selected this card here, if I click card now again to put in, and we put after, you can see now that's directly put it in after this, but it's put it on top. So it's put it one on top of the other. So this is really, really important, and it's really good for me to show you this really, as it will form part of our layout. So what we're going to do is just undo everything that we've just done, and I'm going to delete that entire thing here by right clicking and deleting. And we're going to think of the layout of this. So before we go any further, I am going to add in another grid with row column. Now the reason I'm doing this is it allows me then to position the cards in the page, and we're only having two, so I'm going to click on nest here, and we're going to click on 2 there and click OK. And what it's done now is we've got 2 containers, one there and one there. So let's just delete the text from there and delete the text from there. Okay, so this now already looks a bit more structured. So now let's go back to card, click on cards, because I'm already selected in this container. It's going to ask me, do I want it before, after, a nest? We want to nest it. And you can see now it's added that in. Now the advantage I've got now is I can drag this column out, and it'll quickly resize to this size. Now I'm actually not going to pull that out too much. I'm going to put it there, and then I'm going to use this offset just to move this over. So it's going to be centralized in this container. I'm also going to click on the other one over here, and we're going to do the same thing. So if I click on cards and we're nesting, and again I'm going to pull it out a little bit, and we're then going to set the offset so it goes off a little bit there. So what we've got now is 2 cards which are set up with buttons on them. So we can now start to talk about these. So one of these is going to go to the development, maybe. So I've got like an about this page, and one of them is going to go to my sort of game instructions. So what I'm going to do is click on this first of all, and we're going to change the image. So I'm going to click the image here at the top, and we're going to click on browse for file. And you can see now I've got one there that I've saved already called development. So if I click open, there you are. Let's put that in there. Let's make it responsive. But you'll notice this is fit into the size there already. So I'm kind of okay with that one. Don't forget as well to put a alt text in so you're explaining what it is. Now in this one, we're going to resize ever so slightly. So I'm going to click on the 3 dots again, click there. And because I want to go to a game page, I'm going to click on here, and we're going to click open. And you can see now that's resized quite nicely there. Now there is a problem with this, obviously, because the image is a slightly different size to this one. The cards are going to be in a slightly different format. Now, if this bothers you, fine. Sorry, if it doesn't bother you, fine. But if it does, then the easiest thing to do is put this image into Photoshop and then crop it a little bit, right? So that they are the same size. Now, to do that, we've done this in the past with various other images. Let's say, for example, if I wanted to make this image smaller, all I do is I use the crop tool, and then when we drag it in, you'll see there's a height and width as I come. So you can basically then get the exact height and dimensions that you need for your design. Okay, don't forget then to click the tick on the top and save it, and then that will allow you then to create the size you need. For this demo, I'm not going to do that though. Okay, so the next thing we're going to need is we're going to rewrite this, and we're going to say, instead of card title, instructions. And we are going to put some text in here. In fact, this isn't, this is the development. Whoops. Oh my gosh, my typing's awful today. To the development page of our site. Okay, now where it's got to go somewhere, obviously we need to change this. So if I highlight it and just put development, and let's go over here, and what we're going to do is this game. As you're playing a game, click the link below. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on here, play the game. Okay, so first of all, we've got these buttons there, which are quite nice, and they are ready to be clicked and made into links. So let's click on one of them. So you can see at the moment there at the bottom, we've got hashtag link. So let's just change this. This is development.html. And if I press enter there, that saves it. Now, if you can't remember the name of your pages, if you go back to the files here, you can use this point to file option. So if I click, hold down with the mouse, drag, and then leave go, that then will put the link in here for us. So let's try that now again with the game. So if I click here, let's change the link, click, hold down with the mouse. And this one isn't actually going to play the game. This is going to go to the instructions first. So if we just leave it go on the instructions, that then will basically load up on the instructions. So how does that actually look then when we are ready to preview the site? So let's click on Firefox. Let's preview this page. And that's what it looks like. Now these cards will resize, which is quite nice. And they look pretty good even when it's at full width as well. So they are ready, set to go. And these links then, providing these link up to the correct pages, they will work as well, which is pretty good for what we need to do. So that is how you would use cards within one of your layouts.